afternoon, morning.
We know it was a walkthrough practice, but we saw Bucky Irving. Just sort of, what is his status and what is it like to have him back out there with you guys finally?
Again, it was a walkthrough. He limited today. We'll see what he does tomorrow and does Friday. But it's good to have him back out there, and it's the first steps to him becoming positive and starting to work his way back.
Are you going to be in full pads at all this week where he could test that shoulder?
No, we're not going to be in full pads.
Would you need to have that to put it back in the game? Is that something you think you would need?
He's going to have to hit at some point, yeah. I mean, he's lifting and everything, and he's running, but it's a progression, and we'll see how he does.
We saw Bredesen out there as well. I know it's unusual to have a hamstring injury and play the next week, but obviously Emeka was able to just do that. Is that possible for him this week?
It's possible, but highly unlikely.
With the MRI results, nothing that was too concerning for Ben?
No, sprain. I mean, just tight.
Any update on what Godwin's dealing with as far as the fibula goes?
No, it's the fibula. He's working his way back. He's making good strides, and we'll continue to work with him and see how he goes.
Is he running regularly or just?
He's running, yes. He's definitely running.
Is that just a pain tolerance thing? Is it the pain radiating up the fibula, or was there?
I wish I could tell you, Scott. I really do.
With Bucky, what would be the go side? What would you have to know? Is there any chance this week? Would you test somebody on Saturday? Like, how would you test the shoulder? You're not going to go out there and hit him.
Again, I would like to see him practice and run tomorrow before I make any of those decisions. It was a walkthrough, so I can't really say he looked like this or he looked like that.
What have you seen out of Buffalo over the past few weeks? They look great against Kansas City, and then they struggled last week against Miami. How much do you take out of that?
You don't take much out of it. We expect to see the best version of Buffalo. They won the division so many times in a row. They got a great quarterback. They got a great team. Sean does a great job with those guys. We're trying to bounce back, and they're trying to bounce back, so it should be a hard-fought game.
Todd, they've struggled against the run this year. Do you write that off just to injuries and being shorthanded there, or are there other things?
Everybody's shorthanded in this league. I mean, they're making adjustments just like we're making adjustments. We got to adjust, they got to adjust, and we got to find the right formula and the right people, and we got to play a heck of a ball game, and I'm sure they feel the same way.
Speaking of the run, Todd, are you still upset? I know you take a lot of pride in your run defense about those 2 breakaway runs from Henderson, and then also with James Cook this week, it doesn't get any easier.
As a coach or a player, you always take the negative plays and you remember everything in life. So I'll remember those plays for the rest of my life, but not upset, moved on, understand it. A learning, teaching point you can go back on and say, I remember when, and you just never get over it. You just move on from it.
But James Cook, though, second leading rusher.
He's dangerous. He's very dangerous. He can do a lot of things, running and catching the football. If you were half a step late, I mean, he's going to take it to the house.
The passing game has, the downfield shots have become less and less, and I think the attempts are shorter and shorter with Baker. How much of that is just, the guys you're missing, obviously, on offense, but also his physical situation with his injuries?
I don't think it affects his throwing. Obviously, a lineman getting shuffled around and receivers getting shuffled in and out kind of hurts a lot of things we want to do, and obviously as good as Emeka is, they start paying more attention to him, and you start breaking things down. We just got to find different ways to get big plays down the field. So we just got to continue to work at it and make sure the guys are playing, doing what they're supposed to do to make them effective in the ball game.
Can you talk about Tez Johnson's progression as a rookie receiver, being kind of forced to play and playing well, not just in the red zone for you guys, but I mean, he's on pace right now to kind of do, statistically speaking, what Jalen McMillan was able to do for you last year.
I mean, he's progressed, obviously by force, obviously, and by need. And we're playing with 2 rookie receivers right now, but they don't play like rookies. Tez has been thrown into a lot of things, and offensively, from a route standpoint, it's very complicated to learn all the things that he has to learn. But he's getting very comfortable that way. He's a heck of a competitor. He's not going to turn anything down, and he's really coming into his own, finding his place in his offense.
Todd, obviously no easy weeks in this league, but, after Patriots coming off the bye, now you get the Bills and the Rams, obviously. Was there something you wanted to see from your guys through this kind of stretch of a gauntlet?
Just Just want to eliminate the mistakes and do the fundamental things right. In the first place schedule, you get it all the time. We welcome it. It's exciting to play. You get to test how good you are every week, but we got to pull out those ball games and make less mistakes.
Todd Baker, I don't want to say called out his teammates, but certainly, said there were some things during the week last week, and guys got to take pride. What's your reaction to that, and what kind of reaction did you see from the team today from a mental standpoint?
When you're one of the captains of the team, you know what it looks like. We encourage accountability here. We don't pull any wooden nickels out of here. So we talk about when we do good and when we do bad and what we need to do better as a team. He spoke, and everybody took it the right way. We're not getting on anybody in a bad way, but leadership counts on this team. So when certain people talk, everybody takes heed for it. So I'm perfectly fine with it.
I mean, look at a big, physical, fast, elusive quarterback like Josh Allen. When you do have the chance, whether it's one of your front four rushers or a blitzer that's coming into the backfield, just how important is it when you have that shot to get him on the ground? Because if not, maybe it creates like an escape lane and he can become that dual threat guy. But just can you speak to the importance of when you have that shot, you gotta get him down?
I mean, you got to take it, but he's a big guy, like you said, and you got to wrap him up. Then you got to try to get him to the ground. Even with you hanging on him, he can still throw the football. So it's going to be important that we try to rally and get as many people to the ball as possible and not let him out the pocket and try to make it hard for him.
With Tyke Smith emerging as a playmaker, we saw the interception. He's been involved in your blitzes, getting some sacks this year. You've used the term chess piece before, and obviously Winfield might be your ultimate chess piece, but is Tyke Smith kind of becoming a chess piece for you too, where those playmaking safeties you have now, are they interchangeable in your mind?
Yeah, I believe so, because both can blitz, both can cover, both can tackle, and both make plays. So, we have a few chess pieces on defense that we use, but with Tyke and Wynn, they get along so well together with the communication and understanding which one is coming and which one is not. They help each other out a great deal, and I like the combination of the two.
Todd, it looks like a wonderful cold, wet day ahead in Buffalo, maybe rain, temperatures in the 30s. How do you get your team's mindset ready for something like that? It's a tough atmosphere.
Man, you go to Buffalo in November, you're going to get that weather. You come to Florida in the summer, you're going to get heat. I mean, if we're worried about the weather, we're not going to win the ball game. We know we got to go play.
How dynamic is Bucky for your offense? How does he change what you guys are able to do?
He's a change of pace back. He's a change of pace back. I don't know how much he changes us with our front five hurting, so that'll be tough. But he's a different pace. He's a different type of back than Rashad and Sean, obviously. But he gives us some juice. Not that they don't. They all give us juice in certain areas. But if we can have some of our starters back, it always helps.
You guys had Haggard inactive on Sunday, and I think he's been a full participant during the week. Is he limited by injury right now, or is that just a healthy scratch?
That was a healthy scratch. He was just getting back. And obviously, other guys have taken a lot more reps. He'll take a lot more this week.
What do you think of Luke in his first game back, and especially in the running attack, because against the league's best rushing defense, you guys had some success in that area?
I was very pleased the way he played, the way he fought and battled, and he came out okay after the ball game, which was more important than anything else. So, for his first game back, I thought he did a very good job.
Bucky had 8 runs of 20 yards or more last year, and Sean Tucker has your longest run by a running back that came last Sunday, 18 yards against the Patriots. Has that really been the missing thing that you guys have not had, is that explosive run this year to help your running game?
Yeah, but at the same time, we haven't been healthy with all 5 at the same time either. We've been playing with guys in different positions and doing things, and we just got to create runs differently. They might be the 18 to 20-plus yard runs, but we got to be able to get 5 and 6 and 7 yards consistently.
Coach Josh Williams was suspended 6 games for PEDs. What's your reaction to that, and what will be the fallout for your roster on that?
I mean, it's unfortunate, A lot of these guys have trainers and probably don't know what they're taking or anything else like that. I don't know what he did or didn't. I know the kid, and he's a good young man. He's a very honest young man and forthright, and wish him the best. Obviously, the next man up will be Owen. So Owen will probably come up, and then we'll go from there and keep it moving.
Okay, thank you, Coach.
Yeah.